So I'll be taking questions from subs. So this is just going to be a pretty much like, it's going to be a Q&A, like what do you think about the tier list? Do you want me to clarify something? And I'll be doing some sub questions from the Twitch chat, and I will also be doing some questions from YouTube and such. Yeah, like, I don't care tier is basically, it's a combination of like, I don't know how to rank these characters and I don't think they're amazing. I'm just tired of like ranking a lot of characters that don't, my opinion hasn't really changed off since the previous tier lists. And so I just put them in like, I don't care to rank them. It's not like I don't care about any of the characters, and it's not like I don't care about any of the mains of any characters. Like, I'm sure there's people maining someone in that tier that I could 100% lose to, but I just don't care to rank them. I don't think they're top tier either. And yeah, a lot of them are kind of like extra, like they're worse versions of characters that already exist in the high tiers. At least I'm being honest about it. I feel like a lot of people act as if they know characters and they don't at all. What would you say is the best secondary to pair with Young Link for matchup spread? To me, that's kind of hard. I feel like he doesn't have too many terrible matchups. I could see characters that edgeguard him really well, but I'm not sure what characters really cover him. Could also be characters that you want to keep out with a sword, but Young Link's range might not be too good. I mean, good enough. So maybe a Wolf or a Lucina type character. And you can also have someone that just like does pure rush down better. But I think one of the things I like a lot about Young Link is I think he's very well rounded. He has the rush down and he has projectiles. And he even has some anti-projectile shit of his own with the Deku Shield. So hopefully he doesn't really need one. And honestly, I think the way you should be doing in this game is, if you don't know what your bad matchups are, just keep playing a good character. Maybe if you eventually find out further into the metagame, or when you're a top player, more matchups too hard, then you can swap or like add an extra character. Because right now it's too risky, in my opinion, to pick two characters. To pick like, I'm gonna pick Young Link. I'm betting on Young Link being good, and I'm also betting on that I know what other characters are good and good against him, and that I'm also betting that the third thing, which is that I know another character that's also good and that happens to cover the other matchups, while still being well-rounded enough so that they can't just blind pick you and beat you. What about Sheik makes her high tier in your opinion? Sheik's just really fucking good, man. I don't know. She has absurdly low lag on aerials. Like, she's fast. She can do dash into F tilt, down tilt. Up smash got a buff. She's just good at edge guarding, bouncing fish. Upper can kill as well. It's just that you have to work kind of hard to free kills, but at top level, I feel like if someone maximized Sheik, she could do really well. I've heard this some other people like Mr. R say that they thought the same, so I don't think I'm actually alone in it. She could be really good in certain matchups. Someone said, do you think Ike will drop in the field as his recovery will be exploited more later on? No, if he drops, I don't think it's because of his recovery. I think it's because he can't edge guard very well. His recovery is actually very solid and has a lot of good mix-ups. Some characters can't beat it if they have a good counter, but yeah, I think it's more that he can't edge guard and that pairing might be good against him than people getting much better edge guarding him. Would a buff up B and Nair make Cloud top tier? Depends on how good the buffs are. Cloud needs a few more really good strengths, in my opinion, to make up for his bad things. Was Shulk's placement based on knowledge of his character-specific tech? Want to know if you know what dial storage is for Shulk's placement? Not really. He's just strong. Shield to break combos is really strong. Occasionally his stances just make him feel absurd. He's kind of a win more character, but still. He's just really solid far range character. Good sword character with a lot of potential. I don't need to know like specific tech to know that his general game plan works very well. Who do I think Pichu stands if Light and Loose were patched? Watch the video. I answered that. Basically a bit above Young Link. What made you put Olma to high tier? My last list was more of I think this is how it eventually is going to be. This is more of this is what it's going to be like in the near future. Not who's going to win tournaments in the near future. Like, Inkling might not win unless like a top level player picks him. And if Void dropped Pichu, obviously we wouldn't see a Pichu win a tournament soon. What are Palutena's weaknesses that put her in high instead of top? I already talked about this, but basically weak against parrying, doesn't kill super easily, gets juggled pretty hard. If your opponent's good against teleport. Side and neutral B will keep getting worse as people get better against them. But mostly it's honestly that ground moves. Like, she doesn't have good ground moves. Dash attack's her only good ground move. Like, parrying, people could get better at parrying, but it's not like an amazingly strong tool. But yeah, Palutena is fine, but she a bit too straightforward and uneven in her toolset. I already moved up Circe's Talents a little bit, but I think Circe's Talents could be better. She could move up even further. What makes Meta Knight weaker? Does too little damage and struggles too much to kill, while also not having really good aerials on shield. His range is also less than it looks. Why such a big difference in Richter and Simon? There's actually no difference. It's just a meme, bro. Just like how Melee Inkling is there. I invested my stock in Dong Kong. Should I reinvest? Consider it. Didn't people find some animation cancellation for Rosalina? Yeah, she's still whatever. She might be mid-tier. If she's a mid-tier, if you can use complicated tech, she's effectively a low tier. Wolf is good for learning. Some people were mad at me not ranking Mario. It's just that Mario is like very clearly not a top tier. He has like no chance of being a top tier. And he's not solid enough either to be worth playing. It's like, if you want a solid character, just play Wolf or Inkling or Yoshi or Link or whoever the fuck. Like, Mario like has some decent juggles, but he's still not that great. Do I think Lucina would be nerfed? Also, will she drop tiers even without a nerf? She could. She's definitely a simple character. The simple characters with not a lot of room to grow have a relatively high chance of being nerfed. I could see it. But she's just still a very good character to keep around. I don't think any time investing into Lucina is bad time, because at worst she'll still be really good against the characters that she can just safely space out. What do you think is a good secondary for Wolf? I don't really think Wolf needs a secondary. Maybe a character that does well against Pichu and Inkling. Who does well against Pichu and Inkling? Maybe Peach. Maybe Lucina, I guess. Lucina is probably an easy enough character to where she's a good secondary for almost everyone. Oh, does everyone play Lucina instead of Marth? Tippers are inconsistent and way harder to use. A lot of good Peaches think they lose the Snake matchup. Don't you think that improves his value in the meta, or his bad matchups holding him back? His bad matchups are holding him back. I also think that Peach does not lose to. I could see Pichu. Honestly, I feel like as people keep getting better, Snake will keep getting worse, and he struggles with a lot of mid-tier characters, which is very important still, because there's a lot of people playing mid-tiers. And yeah, he still loses hard to some easy characters to play, such as Lucina. That makes it really hard, because even if you do lose with, say, Pichu or Peach, you can just pick an easy character as a secondary. What made you decide to main Young Link over Pichu, even though you value Pichu more highly? I think this is a good question. I have more fun with the character. I don't really like having such simplistic neutral with Pichu. I will still be playing some Pichu and try him out in the bootcamp tomorrow. But yeah, basically he's not as fun, and I think considering the big chance for nerfs, I don't think Pichu is effectively that much better of a pick, because Peach is more likely to be nerfed than Young Link. And yeah, I just really like having good neutral game. And I think Pichu has decent neutral game, but not a very oppressive one. It's also very annoying to have to play around your opponent, because Pichu doesn't have great range. You basically have to play around your opponent's range a lot and like weave in and out, whereas Young Link can be played more similarly against almost everyone, because he has big projectiles and big stuff that the opponent has to watch out for. Who's a buff away from top tier in your opinion? If they significantly buff Charizard, he'll be top tier. There's a few other things. If they make Yoshi's Fair safe on shield or something, it'll be top tier. What else? If they give like Palutena a decent ground move, she's top tier, or like a good move. I think it's like a 95% chance that Marth will end up better than Lucina. However, I would say there's not a non-existent chance that Marth will be worse in every matchup than Lucina. Are IC's only good for Twitter combos? Pretty much. They're not consistent enough, and grabs in this game are not good enough to carry their entire character. They'll rob some people that don't do in the matchup, but I don't think they're actually solid characters. What does Plant need adjusted / buffed to move up closer to top tier? Upper needs a better hitbox. Fair needs slower lag. Down tilt needs to be a more consistent combo tool. He needs like one more good kill move in my opinion. Side B needs to be useful. It's pretty garbage. Down B needs to be able to be a swap. So right now if you down B, like, you can't change your directions once you've chosen it. Like, you can't like tip over and then go up, and you can't cancel it. So basically, against any decent player, they'll see him fall over it, they'll jump over it and get a full punish. So his down B is just garbage. Basically, good specials outside of neutral B. Why is Isabel raised low? Why shouldn't she be? Nothing she has is good. No kill moves, no combo game, no grab game, average recovery, honestly. What character archetype should you think DLC characters should fill out to flesh out the roster diversity? I would say real good rushdown characters and strong zoners without... They should have more setup characters in my opinion. That like pull out moves. Like imagine if Youngling Bomb was like way bigger part of his toolset. Like Snake but without only... like the end game being grenades. Like if Snake throws a grenade, he doesn't want to go in after anymore. He just wants to keep throwing grenades. I like that there's a few characters, but I still feel like we need more of... They take some time to set up, like they have really good charge moves or whatever. And then once they do set up, then they kind of change their place a little bit. As well as, close range fighters. Like I just think... in general, mid-range fighting in this game is a bit too broken. Characters that just love to short hop fair and throw out aerials close to you are a bit too strong. So maybe some some buffs to ground-based characters and characters that heavily utilize dash dancing, as well as some characters that like are good by staying in the air. Yeah, different move characters would also be cool. The characters in general are too homogenized in their movement. Other than PT, what characters do you think people overrate? Snake, Cloud, and Adult Link a little bit. Some people rate Adult Link in top tier. How long do you think it will take for hard characters to becoming polished to the point of being more dominant? Depends on the character. They need to be both practical and have potential. Some easy characters still have a ton of potential, such as Wolf and Inkling. What kind of archetype of characters except sword characters translate their the things you learn with them to other characters? Sword characters are definitely the biggest archetype that's good. There's a few others that are good, such as Soners, Richter, Olimar, Snake, Young Link. You can transfer some stuff with that. There's some like all-around characters, such as Link, Young Link, and Rob, Wolf to some extent. But honestly, most of the good characters are like mid-range fighters in this game. There's some like brawlers such as Wario, Pichu. Yeah, basically just Wario and Pichu, and arguably Peach. But for the most part, it's mostly mid-range characters in this game. So I would probably say like rushing characters such as Wario, Pichu, Pikachu, and Fox. What mid/low tier characters seem interesting to you to the point that you might main them if they get buffed? If Bayonetta was made a little bit differently, I might consider playing her. She has a high skill cap, which is interesting. Not too many, honestly. There's not that many interesting characters in this game. I guess Pokemon Trainer, but they're like maybe Diddy Kong, maybe Sheik. But it depends a lot on how they're buffed. No, I don't think Lucas/Ness are interesting. How close do you think Cell is to bottom tier? She's so easy to play, and she punishes mistakes pretty hard. I don't know. She's like low tier, middle low tier. She's not that close to bottom tier in my opinion. But buffs could make Falco top tier. Honestly, making Nair or Fair have slightly bigger hitbox and increasing either his dash speed or his aerial mobility slightly. Which super heavy do I think is the highest skill cap? What are the super heavies? DK, Bowser, King K. Rool. Probably Incineroar, actually. That's mostly because the average heavy is pretty fucking easy to play. I don't think Rob counts, but Incineroar at least has like a full moveset. There's a lot of heavies on this game that don't have full movesets. They just have like a few really strong moves. What buffs do you think Charizard needs the most? Better aerials. Down tilt needs a use. Up tilt needs a bigger front hitbox. Nair needs a better hitbox. Backer's fine, but yeah, you really need better fair and air. Like Charizard's neutral B needs to have a purpose. It does too little damage to be really worth doing most times. It should, in my opinion, have a bit more hit stun so that if you hit someone with neutral B, you have advantage after it. And if you hit them off stage, they have to like actually recover again for real and can just like spam up B. And then when the flame gets low enough, they just grab the edge. I feel like Cloud struggles a lot in killing heavies, especially. Who do you think is a good secondary for him? Ike or Roy? Or is it Inkling winning anything? Because the top best players don't play Inkling. It's not like Inkling's doing badly either. There's only one Peach player, and there's one Inkling player.